Hi, I'm Chelsea, and welcome to Chelsea Lee Reads. Welcome to my channel. I am so excited to get started with YouTube and booktubing, and I am going to play Becca's Bookopoly today, and my sort of TBR game, kind of almost, that Laura from the Paperback Empire does. She folds all of her novels titles into little stars and pulls them out of a jar, and it's just adorable, and I love that idea, and I think that is what I'm going to do today. So hopefully I can get some of my prompts that I pull from my stars, books that I pull from the stars to fit the prompts that I get for Becca's Bookopoly. My dog is here and is distracting me, so that's what that was. So, with no further ado, I'm going to draw, I think, 3 books out of my star jar, which is right here. All the pretty colored stars. They're sort of by when I bought them. As you can see, I have a full bookshelf. There's 2 more shelves on the bottom, and it's double stacked. It's like insane. So I've got so many books. These are all of my physically owned books, along with, these are standalones. And these are my series books. All of the series I have are in here. So I'm going to pull one from that, I think, and pull 2 from here, from this jar, which are my standalones. And these are some books that I want to fit into these prompts. I'd like to get A Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss in here somewhere. This is a friend's book that I've borrowed, and I've had it for a while, and I really need to get it back to them. I also have his little mini novella about one of the characters that I'd also like to read soon, so maybe I can get that on there too. I also have this fantastic book, My Money, My Way by Kumiko Love. This is the budget mom, and she is incredible. We started following her way of budgeting, well, has it been like 3 years ago or so, and it completely changed our lives. I've been a little slack on it lately, so I need to get back into it, and I think this will help me a lot. She's fantastic. If you need help with your budget or with money in any way, go check her out. The Budget Mom. She's fantastic. I am also reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. I've had this on my shelf for at least a year, and it's been hyped up for even longer than that. So I figured, Sarah J. Maas, it is time. I'm about 5 chapters into it, and I'm enjoying it so far. So we'll see what all the hype is about. I'm also reading The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. Best book, you guys. It's so good. I'm listening to it on audio, and I'm about halfway through, and the narrator is fantastic, and he does all of these fantastic voices for each of the characters, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this on audio. I'm so glad I also have a physical copy of the book, because I will be reading it again and highlighting some fantastic quotes and scenes, and maybe annotating. I've never annotated before, so we'll see how that goes. But this is absolutely a wonderful book. I cannot wait to read more of his writing. I'm also working through The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk, MD. The brain and the body and how it processes trauma and all of those things are just incredible. This is sort of a heavy book. It's not insanely heavy. Like, I'm understanding everything that he's talking about, and he explains things so wonderfully. But it's a thickie. I'm only about 2/3 of the way through. I did take a bit of a break on it because it was so heavy. But everything I have read in this book is just so incredibly interesting and mind-blowing and just, wah! It's just really good. So, it's fantastic. Okay, so now for realsies. Here is some star pulls. Thank you, Laura, Paperback Empire, for this idea. And you are a saint for folding all of those little stars, because it can be very time consuming and intricate. So good job, you. Also, I'll be doing a book haul video. My husband and I just celebrated our anniversary, our 14th anniversary, and we went on a thrift store trek around our county and hit up several thrift stores, and I have quite a large book haul. It's a bit ridiculous, so I'll try to do a book haul video on those pretty soon. So if you're interested in that, be on the lookout. So with no further ado, I'm gonna pull 2 stars out of here. I'm gonna put a few in my hand and pick one from here. I'm not gonna pick the light blue stars because those are my most recent ones from the book haul that I just did. So I'm gonna let them sit for just a little bit. Maybe not this first go. I have this really big pink star. I was working on size of stars and how many millimeters, I guess, I wanted to make them, and this was one of the large ones when normally they're only about this size. So I think I'm going to pull this guy, so let's see what he is. Okay. Where is the end? Alright. You can't read this. I don't think. It's Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. I'm very excited. And let's shaky shaky. Pull a couple. Oh my gosh, so many light blues. That bottle is not big enough. So let's go with my only purple star in this handful. So the purple star came out to be A Face Like Glass by Frances Hardinge. Oh, I know you can't read it. It'll be okay. And the series book is Wicked Saints from the Something Dark and Holy series by Emily A. Duncan. I've heard some things about Emily Duncan. And there was some craziness happening. I don't remember exactly what it was. But I'm not going to start this right away, so let me know if I should even read this. If it's worth my time. If I don't want to support things that aren't worth supporting. You didn't see me pull that one from my series jar because I thought I was recording and I wasn't. So, there's that. Okay, so that is my regular TBR. In future months, I will pull more than 2 stars out of my star jar. I'll probably pull 3 out of that, and then 1 series, and then probably randomize my ebook list. Because I've got a lot. I'm honestly considering just starting from scratch. I didn't buy most of the ones that I have. I get them for free. I signed up for BookBub, and they send me, these books are free that might interest you. And so I'm like, oh great, free, great. Let's download them. But so I've got a lot that are probably not worth it, but I also want to give them a chance. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Either I'll start from scratch and get rid of all the ones that I think I'm very much not interested in, or I'll just randomize and see what happens. So I'm going to try to go with 5 books a month, and yeah, that's it. So now on to Becca's Bookoplathon from Becca with the Books. This is a thing she does most Septembers, and there's so many of you doing this. I'm like, I can do this. So I'm excited to do Becca's Bookoplathon. I'll post all of the things down there. It's for the whole month of September, and this is my first time doing this because I am new to BookTube, so I'm very excited. I put the board on my tablet and used a dice roll app tablet thing and just did it all on there, so you'll see that in just a minute. Okay, here is the Becca's Bookoplathon board. I'm gonna do the first roll. You can see my dice roller here. Here we go. Came up with 5. I'm gonna start here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is a spring read. So our first roll, we wound up on the prompt spring. I can't think of a way to put any of my already pulled TBR or books I want to read this month into that prompt. So I found the book that I have called The Last Days of Rabbit Haze by Anna McPartlin. And I mean, if that doesn't scream spring, I don't know what does. I don't know much about this book. And let me know. I like it when people read the back or the side, the blurbs, I guess. I'll read it, and if you don't like it, let me know. Because I sort of sometimes find them annoying, but I also sort of want to know what the book is about, and I'm not good at just summarizing. So here we go. Mia Rabbit Haze knows that life is hard for everyone, and she knows that she's one of the lucky ones. She loves her life, ordinary as it is, and she loves the extraordinary people in it. Her spirited daughter, Juliet, her colorful, unruly family, the only man in her big heart, Johnny Fay. Rabbit has big ideas, full of music and love and so much life. She has plans for the world, but the world, it turns out, has other plans for Rabbit, a devastating diagnosis. Rabbit is feisty, and with every ounce of love and strength in her, she promises that she will overcome. She will fight, fight, fight. She will be with those who love her for as long as she can, and she will live as long as she can. And as her friends and family rally around to celebrate Rabbit's last days, they look to her for strength, support, and her unyielding zest for life, because she is Rabbit Haze, and she will live until she dies. Well, that's a little sad, honestly. It's sadder than I was expecting. But the book cover is beautiful, and I think it will fit wonderfully into the spring prompt. All right, here goes roll 2. Came up with 4. We landed on spring, so 1, 2, 3, 4. A book with buildings. It's the buildings prompt. So on our second roll, we landed on the prompt for buildings. It's a buildings on the cover prompt. And I was looking at the Cloud Cuckoo Land cover, and it's like a castle, which would be considered a building in my mind. So we're gonna use this for that prompt. Set in Constantinople in the 15th century, in a small town in present-day Idaho, and on an interstellar ship decades from now, Anthony Doerr's gorgeous third novel is a triumph of imagination and compassion, a soaring story about children on the cusp of adulthood in worlds in peril who find resilience, hope, and a book. In Cloud Cuckoo Land, Doerr has created a magnificent tapestry of times and places that reflects our vast interconnectedness with other species, with each other, with those who lived before us, and with those who will be here after we're gone. All right, here's roll 3. 7. Stopped on building, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That says a favorite trope. Ooh, yes. Okay, in our third roll, we landed on the prompt favorite trope. One of my favorite tropes is enemies to lovers. It always gets me every single time, and I just love it. So, I forgot to mention that I am in a book club, like an IRL book club, and our book that I chose for this month is called The Cul-de-sac War by Melissa Ferguson. So this is a enemies to lovers trope, so it would fit perfectly for this prompt. I'm very excited. Actress Bree Leek doesn't want to be tied down, and just when it's time to move on again, Bree's parents make her an offer. Hold steady in Abington for 1 full year, and they will give her the one thing she's always wanted, her grandmother's house. Her dreams are coming true until life throws her some curveballs. And then there's her new neighbor, Chip McBride. For the first time in her life, she's met the person who could match her free-spirited air, and it's driving her to the ledge of sanity. She would move heaven and earth to have him out of her life, but according to the bargain she's struck, she cannot move out of her house and away from the man who's making her life miserable. So begins Bree's obsessive new mission, to drive Chip out of the neighborhood, and fast. Bree isn't the only one who's a wee bit competitive, and as Chip registers what Bree's up to, he's more than willing to fight fire with fire. But as their pranks escalate, the line between love and hate starts to blur. Good fences make good neighbors, and sometimes love and hate share a backyard. So it's really super cute. It's one of those that's very heartwarming and clean if you're not into the spicy novels. So enemies to lovers, favorite trope, the Cul-de-sac War, Melissa Ferguson.
All right, here's roll 4. Got 9. All right, favorite trope was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Autumn is the prompt. Yes, my kind of prompt.
Okay, for our 4th roll, we landed on autumn, which is my favorite season, so I was very excited to land on that. And then I started looking around for books that felt autumn-y, sort of. And I don't have that many, honestly. So it's either going to be The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, because I know in the first book, The Name of the Wind, it took place in a school setting. And fall makes me think of school. So I don't know if this continues in sort of the school setting or what, but it's also sort of, I don't know, it looks a little fall-ish, like colder. I don't know. So there's that. I could use that. Or I could use, I think it's either that or The School of Essential Ingredients by Erica Bauermeister. Once a month on a Monday night, 8 students gather in Lillian's restaurant for a cooking class. Among them is Claire, a young woman coming to terms with her new identity as a mother, Tom, a lawyer whose life has been overturned by loss, Antonia, an Italian kitchen designer adapting to life in America, and Carl and Helen, a long-married couple whose union contains surprises the rest of the class would never suspect. The students have come to learn the art behind Lillian's soulful dishes, but it soon becomes clear that each seeks a recipe for something beyond the kitchen. And one by one, they are transformed by the aromas, flavors, and textures of what they create. So it's not really a school, it's sort of just like a class. But it does say school, and it makes me think of school. Fall makes me think of school. And this is much smaller than the other. And it doesn't even, like, the pages don't even go all the way down to the bottom of the page. So, that might be nice. And it does deal with cooking, and cooking is very cozy. So I think I might actually do this one instead of Wise Man's Fear. And I'll try to work on that gradually. So yeah, we're going to use this guy.
And here is roll number 5. 7. So we ended on autumn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Third person perspective. All right.
For the 5th roll, we landed on third person perspective. And how about that? But A Face Like Glass is in third person. Let me look up what this is about because I really have no idea. In caverna lies are an art, and everyone's an artist. In the underground city of Caverna, the world's most skilled craftsmen toil in the darkness to create delicacies beyond compare. They create wines that can remove memories, cheeses that can make you hallucinate, and perfumes that convince you to trust the wearer even as they slit your throat. The people of Caverna are more ordinary, but for one thing, their faces are as blank as untouched snow. Expressions must be learned. Only the famous face smiths can teach a person how to show or fake joy, despair, or fear at a price. Into this dark and distressful world comes Neverfell, a little girl with no memory of her past and a face so terrifying to those around her that she must wear a mask at all times. For Neverfell's emotions are as obvious on her face as those of the most skilled face smiths, though entirely genuine, and that makes her very dangerous indeed. Interesting. Well, we shall see how that goes. That's exciting. So my TBR is a little tall. There it is. And on top of that is the Cul-de-sac Wars, which I will listen to. And then we've got this one that I'm already reading. And this one, which I am listening to at the moment. And this one, which I'm 5 chapters in. So, it's a pretty sizable stack for September. We'll see if it happens. I'm also getting ready to start music directing for a musical. We're doing Cinderella at the theater I work at, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited, but it does take a lot of time with rehearsals in the evenings and everything. So I'm hoping I can get through that stack, and we will see. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you had a good time, and like and subscribe. I don't know how often I'll be doing videos, so we'll see. All of my social media information is down in the doodly-doo at the bottom, and see you next time.